Sure.
to this meeting. The three of us, we serve on the council committee called the West Center City Economic Development Committee.
Okay.
Yeah, it's part of the West Center City Futures Council.
Okay.
And their mandate is to find a way to revitalize, reinvigorate the economy
Sure.
of Western City in terms of creating jobs, and giving opportunities to the residents.
Yeah.
So, as part of that mandate, we went on a trip to Baltimore about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
23rd, 21st, somewhere around there.
That's right, John. Yeah.
Yes, that to look at some of the initiatives, economic development initiatives that Baltimore had been successful in engineering. So we went to this outfit called Career Works, and they had two programs that caught our attention. One is their weatherization energy efficiency program, designed to train ex-convicts, people that don't have jobs, period,
Yeah.
Yeah, to, give them the opportunity to be self-sustaining, okay? And two, there is a farm that they have, they call it real farms? Or,
Yeah.
or real food farms?
Real food farm.
Okay,
Food farm.
okay.
Is it what it is? Okay. Yeah.
So, that outfit was supposed to educate, produce food, within the urban community, in an environmentally sustainable way. So those two programs is what we are, very much interested in. But at the end of the day, when we sat down after the meeting, I said, well, let me find out what the City of Wilmington is already doing in the area of grain initiatives.
Sure.
Before we start running all over the place,
Yeah, getting everything together,
and
yeah.
coordinate, what,
right.
see if we can, piggyback on that,
Okay.
identify who the key players are, and bring some resources to the table if we can,
Sure.
So that is the genesis to this meeting.
Right now, the city doesn't have anything like that. We do have a small community garden. We have several community gardens, and I think the planning department is involved with those groups.
Okay.
But nothing like this larger initiative to have like a urban farm. I find it interesting. I know our previous mayor had like this healthy kids campaign or health. It kind of fits into those like healthy campaigns even that the president has right now, or the First Lady's initiative.
Yeah. Right.
So I've definitely heard of those programs. We don't have anything like that right now. The types of things that Public Works has gotten involved in has been really programs that fit the goals of our regulatory requirements under the Clean Water Act.
Okay.
And we have an integrated clean water program called Clean Waterways in Wilmington, and I just brought a handout to talk a little bit about what that
thank
is.
you.
But
Great.
it has to do with wet weather and how stormwater is handled. We have different regulations we have a combined sewer system in the city of Wilmington. If you're familiar, that like many historical old cities, we have a sewer system where the stormwater and the sanitary are combined. So when you have heavy rains, we do have overflows to the rivers to prevent backup
Yes.
into the homes. So, the Clean Water Act requires that we mitigate that, and we have what we call a long-term control plan. And we've implemented a lot of gray infrastructure, but the last phase of meeting the requirements of the Clean Water Act is to do what we call green infrastructure.
Waiting to really work with us that way. So, and when I say we, I'm talking about both West Center City Futures, but also the Delaware Interfaith Power and Light is
Okay.
getting faith organizations to reduce their carbon footprint in the state,
Oh,
and also they're working with us in the city,
great.
so to help
So
generate that.
Delmarva must be under some kind of mandate or getting some kind of funding to get people to be
I
more
think
energy
so. I don't know
efficient.
what all the
Because
behind
I mean,
You got a
really,
good
it
question.
would be to their benefit for people to use the power, right? Because
Yeah,
they're billing you
precisely.
for it.
Yeah.
So there must be some funding mechanism there. But that really interesting. Okay. Yeah, one of the things that when this other group, Greenworks, came in to talk to us about, and it fits into our stormwater management, is the potential of having like a downspout disconnect project. So that's one of the things that would help us meet our stormwater goals.
Can you explain
So most residential homes in the city, well, downspouts are like the roof collection of rainwater that
Yes.
comes down
The
off
drain.
your house.
that? Right.
And most of the ones in the city are connected into the sewer.
Yeah.
Now, properties
Okay.
that have green space and have the ability to be disconnected and then run their stormwater on site, every house that we disconnect will benefit us by getting that stormwater out of the combined sewer. So we've done some pilot disconnect projects in different areas of the city where we were trying to do separation, but so that was one program that I had heard of in other places, and this other group, Greenworks, was coming in to talk to us about. And potentially that could be a similar program where you're training people on how to disconnect downspouts and having them go out and
Are you in
project.
charge of strategy for these things, or how does it?
You know, myself, Brian Lennon, the assistant water division director, and the water division director, Sean Duffy, all work on the implementation of the combined sewer
Okay.
overflow plan
Okay.
and all the permitting. But I'm more on the compliance side. My role is to make sure we're complying with all of our permits and reporting and things like that. And I do a lot of project management. So so we have a sort of a whole team that would kind of look at and weigh the potential.
Okay, but that team exists,
It
right?
exists, and yeah.
Okay.
I think one area you can probably use them is in terms of expertise, advice, also
Yeah.
to implement our own program.
Sure.
Always call on you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Technical
And
advice.
I am aware that we do have several nonprofit organizations in the city that do hire, I guess, different group. I don't know if they're at-risk youth or, hello, Brian, or ex-convicts. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the criteria are. But I know that there are a couple of groups one's called the Challenge Program and one's called Urban Promise. So they're similar like work programs. So I don't know if you guys are looking to partner with a group like that to
We have the
train
challenge
people.
program on our team.
Okay, great. So
we're
yeah, they
already
might be able to
connected
bring
with
in
them.
some expertise
Yes, there's
about.
probably others that we could be connected to.
Okay. Yeah, and then the other one I know of is Urban Promise.
Urban Promise, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
One thing to add, Mary, in your, I guess, strategy sessions, I think they call them drain gardens.
Oh,
where,
The rain gardens.
Yeah, rain gardens.
Mhm.
Yeah. That would be something that, I guess when you pull off that drain sprout, but it's kind of difficult in the city, but some places in the city they could probably have that.
Yeah, some larger properties. There's a program called. Yeah, we're actually one of our new projects. We partnered with the Parks Department to redo Spencer Plaza, and there are going to be some rain gardens across the street. There's also a program called Rain Gardens for the Bay through DENREC and maybe another partner agency, and they've put some rain gardens in, and areas like schools or churches would probably be great for rain gardens.
Okay.
And then the other option when you disconnect downspouts would be like a rain barrel. Have you seen like they
That
have like
kind of
the
rain
like
barrel,
a rain
yeah.
barrel like actual
Right.
structure that you would capture the rain in, and the thing about the rain barrels is that the homeowner would have to make sure they're emptying it between the
Clean it,
rain
yeah.
events, or otherwise it's but usually what they do is they'll disconnect and then it'll have an overflow valve back into the sewer connection so that it'll not overflow on the